Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. I was supposed to do a Faith Friday yesterday, but I got home late. We ordered these stools and I really wanted to put them together, so I did that instead of getting on live. So anyway, I'm going to do it while I'm heading out and running some errands. I wanted to talk about two things. Number one, I wanted to talk about mental illness in the church, and I want to talk about this in relation to B. Simone. And maybe I'll edit this and insert the...
This is going to be controversial. This is going to be real controversial, but I don't care. I got to get this off my chest, and I got to let y'all know I cannot go into 2025 with people who are still looking forward to their daily horoscope. I can't do it. This war we fighting, I need some intercessors. Y'all over here carrying around sage? Y'all still got rose quartz. I get it. I used to have the rose quartz in my bra. Like, I'm gonna find me a nigga today. Yeah, this rose quartz, this rock gonna bring me my husband. I get it. I have been there. But what I'm saying is, I'm not there anymore. And nothing against the people who believe in that. Just as for me and what I need in my life, I don't need a tool. I need the blood. So if you ain't covered in the blood, hey, you can't go into next year with me. Talking about, did you read your daily microscope? I don't give a damn about what the horoscope say about Aries. What does Matthew 2 and 2 say? Can you pray? All them rocks and herbs. Do you know the Bible?
what she says, but let me give you a background. First, so B. Simone is like a comedian. She was on Wild 'N Out. I never, if I'm being completely honest, you guys, never watched her, never cared, never found her funny, but never like disliked her. You know, I don't have that in me really to be like, I don't like that person. It's just like, not my cup of tea. Wish her all the best, right? At first, she was really into like manifesting and New Age and crystals, and she wrote a book and had some issues with plagiarism with that because she plagiarized someone's manifestation book. She said she used to, walk around with crystals and all of that stuff. You guys know, that vibe, right? Astrology and all that. And she grew up as a pastor's kid, and she frequently, sort of like intermixed Christianity and astrology and New Age, which we all know as Christians, those three things don't really align. Biblically and scripturally, they do not align. That's not to say, like, if people can do whatever they want, but biblically and scripturally, like, you can't really be like into crystals and manifesting and into Jesus Christ himself, because oftentimes New Age attempts to make us like Jesus. I have a video on little God theology where, one of the reasons why spiritual abuse happens so much in churches is because we are promoting a sort of little God theology, which is really a New Age concept, like we are Jesus Christ, we are little Jesuses, and we have this Christ consciousness, and we can behave in ways that he does. And I'm sorry, but like that's not scriptural. So if you're someone who's a Bible-believing Christian, those things don't really align. It's tough to align. So anyway, B. Simone gets on TikTok, and she, in this very animated, loud, sort of comedic way, says that if you're going into 2025 and you have crystals and sage and whatever, I can't rock with you. If you're still looking at your horoscope, I can't rock with you. And the internet absolutely went up in storms. There were people who were saying that, y'all are just mad because she's right. And then there are people who are like, it's her delivery. And then there are people who are like, oh, B. Simone
check
is
reported ahead on I-880 South.
B. Simone is struggling, like she's got some problems going on. She's trying to turn into Megan Ashley, who is her best friend, who ended up, who was on her podcast with her, but then has sort of moved on to more Christian content and has become a Christian content creator. They are two very different personalities, so that really isn't there. But so there are all these responses to her, and people were angry, and then content creators were doing full-on live streams about like how you can be Christian and like still use crystals and sage and all this other stuff. And so here's my 2 cents. Number one, I really think that B. Simone is like, I think we are watching a breakdown. I think we are watching a mental breakdown. And I think one thing that's that has become apparent to me as I've worked with people and adults and children is that sort of like this brash behavior, like outlandish yelling in your face, that desperate behavior is usually a precursor to some kind of breakdown. I sense that B. Simone is going through something. Now, is she wrong? No. No, she's not wrong that Christians should not be engaging in New Age practices. She is wrong in that, like, I gotta cut all of you guys off. Like, I'm not into that. I'm not into that. I have friends from different walks of life. I don't, like, people I went to school with, teachers. Are they my, like, closest best friends? No, but I don't cut people off simply because they have different belief systems than I do. I don't. I have friends who are Hindu. I have friends who are Muslim. I have friends who are Catholic. I have friends who are non-denominational Christian. I have friends who are, I don't really have any atheist friends. Let me be real, because that's a different kind of, that's like an emptiness I can't get with. But I don't believe in, I need to cut you off because we believe differently. I may put some distance in between us. I may put some, like, you're not someone that I'm opening my soul and heart to. But I don't believe that we need to come onto the internet and yell and scream about how I can't rock with you because you believe something that I used to believe. Like, the hypocrisy. So she gets on the screen and she's like, I used to carry, a rose quartz in my chest, hoping to find a N-I-G-G-A. So you're out here condemning folks for using crystals and sage and all that stuff, but you just cursed. Like, to me, N-I-G-G-A is a foul word. Like, your mouth is not congruent with what you're saying you believe. Okay, you guys are not gonna like this, but when I say this, but I'ma say it. When women act like this, I get concerned that they have not done enough reading of their Bible and, like, asking God to penetrate their heart so that they can come across and, like, deliver a message in a way that people can receive it. So if her message, if her intent was to help people to understand that there's something wrong with, or like, you're not going to feel fulfilled with New Age crystals, if that was your goal, this was not it. And I need you to pray on, like, how to communicate this information effectively. And this is so there's that part of it. So I really think that we are watching B. Simone grasp at straws for content. And, she did an interview with Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, and she spoke about how, she has some stuff with her mom going on. And I wonder if, things are starting to make themselves apparent in her life, and if she's starting to experience some of the mental anguish now from her childhood and her experience, because most people do not get on the internet yelling about Jesus and cursing at the same time. Like, that to me is signs that there are some things wrong, like things are not 100% correct in your life, and that you need to, you need some therapy, or you need some, not even therapy, like, you need psychiatric help. And I think there's a lot of people who hide behind Christianity when they need psychiatric help. Like, they need some chemical help. And that, to me, that's what I see. I don't see someone who's like 100%, like, I'm really, like, all for Jesus. I see someone who wants to be, who really has a desire to love God, but is struggling with some mental anguish. And she has exhibited behavior in the past that has, like, when she was, like, claiming that the baby was her man, and it's like he had a whole girlfriend on the side, and there was just like there's some delusion happening. And so I think we need to pray for her healing and that she gets the help that she needs, because it is kind of scary to watch someone, you know, she was at the top of her career. They had their podcast, and she was, you know, doing very well. And then, you know, of course, when a friendship breaks up, it's very personal. And so it's something that affects you. And now what she's doing, this sort of like loud out blah, 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 character is kind of, I don't know, it's screaming, I'm unwell and I need help and I'm reaching out and I don't know what to do. And I think if we're calling ourselves Christians, that we kind of have to reach out and say, hey, like, is everything okay? Like, how can I, like, we agree with you. Like, yes, like, you shouldn't, she's not wrong in that, yeah, like, you shouldn't be messing with, like, we don't do New Age stuff. Like, we don't do crystals. We don't manifest. All those scriptures that people use to justify manifesting are clearly about Jesus and his work and not about us. And people will justify it any kind of way. But there's a certain sect of Christianity that does not believe that. And that's the part that she's a part of. And so she's not wrong to believe that. It's the lack of compassion with which she communicates and the incongruency in both her tone, her tenor, and her words with who she's claiming that she is. So anyway, I'm actually at my destination, so I'm going to cut this video off. And maybe I wanted to talk about Kirk Franklin a little bit, because I also think there's something going on with him. I think he's on the struggle bus as well, but I'll leave it here. And just to say that, you know, you cannot, like, Christianity will not fix your chemical imbalances. Like, it is okay if you are, like, let's say your mother has schizophrenia and you are someone who begins to exhibit signs of schizophrenia. You probably need to get on medication, and you can love Jesus and you can trust Jesus fully. And that doesn't mean that you're any less of a Christian. Does that make sense? And I think that's important that we say that. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to go ahead and upload this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.